Welcome back to Capitol Review. I'm Mark Hall. President Trump has returned after a high-stakes two-day summit in China with trade, Taiwan, and the war with Iran all on the table. The president calling the trip a success, saying that China may play a key role in trying to end the war with Iran. For China, Taiwan was the most pressure issue. China has a long-sought reunification of the self-governing island and has not ruled out taking it by force. But President Trump also walked away, focused on something closer to home, trade. The president says that President Xi agreed to buy more American products, including beef, soybeans, and oil, key industry imports to U.S. farmers and energy producers.
Amazing period of time. President Xi's an incredible guy. Got along, made a lot of great trade deals.
Joining us now is Dr. Todd Belt, a political science professor at George Washington University. Professor, welcome back to Capitol Review.
Great to be back with you, Mark. Thanks for having me on again.
We're always glad to have you. Dr. Belt, President Trump says that things are going well in China. What's been the reaction back here at home?
Right, well, it's been a 43-hour whirlwind trip that he's had, and he's bringing back the deals, apparently, that he said he was going to do. We heard a lot about the 3 Bs before he went there, which is beef, beans, and Boeing. And he's got some handshake deals on this, nothing in writing yet. But another thing that the Chinese wanted is they wanted more consistency. I think both sides have been reeling from the trade war that happened last year. And of course, you were asking about how this is affecting people. Of course, the American consumer has been hurt by those tariffs. We know that the American consumer is paying between 90 and 96% of those tariffs. And of course, with the war in Iran, also causing more inflation. The inflation numbers were up again, the most recent ones we have. Trying to get China to help out with this a little bit has been on the agenda as well during this quick 43-hour summit.
Well, Dr. Belt, you talked about the 3 Bs. Clearly, this is a high-stakes summit. What does the president need to get accomplished?
Well, what the president needs to get accomplished is more of a long-term deal with China in order to stabilize our trade relations. Now, he's got some piecemeal deals here and there and more of a framework that the Chinese offered on the very first day, and that has been helpful, but I don't think we're quite there yet on restoring the type of trade relations that we had before the first Trump administration, which were beneficial to both sides.
You talked about the importance of trade relations. China is one of the biggest importers of Iranian oil. The president wants to get China to pressure Iran to come to the table and cut a deal. Can that get done? Is that realistic?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's exactly right. Iran is an ally of China, and he did get the Chinese to say that they wouldn't be selling any more weapons, but both sides agreed in their readouts, that's the summary of what we heard, that Iran could not have a nuclear weapon and that the Strait of Hormuz should be opened and no tolls. But there was nothing beyond that, nothing really saying what each side was planning to do, or if China would be a broker with Iran, which is, I think, what a lot of people had been hoping because of their close relations and their dependence upon Iranian oil. And also remember, that dependence goes both ways because Iranians sell a lot of oil to China, and they're going to want that revenue too.
Professor, China's President Xi Jinping says that Taiwan is an issue and warned President Trump. How often do we get warned?
We don't get warned too often. We are still the world superpower, even though there is the rise of China that we know about. We had the Russians warn us back in the 1950s when Khrushchev famously said, "We will bury you," and warned us about Cuba. This doesn't happen too often, but it was a little bit more oblique, I think, than most people would think. It came in the Chinese readout of the first day's negotiations, but it was not in the United States. So that tells you that I don't think the U.S. officials or Donald Trump thinks that this warning is as meaningful as the Chinese do.
Professor Todd Belt, thank you so very much for joining us.
Great to be with you as always. Thanks.